Well, hello, I'm Mr. Young. I teach 8th grade U.S. History here at Kelly Lane Middle School. I thought I'd take a couple of minutes and just tell you a little about myself for those who are interested. Um, I guess first and foremost, I love teaching. And I've had other jobs and other careers, and nothing was as deeply fulfilling as teaching and instructing and working with students. So this is my 21st year in public education. Within that time, I've been a teaching assistant, I've substitute taught a little bit, and I've been a teacher of record. Let's see, my family is from Georgetown, and my family, my extended family, cousins, everyone fits into 4 categories. So we're either public school teachers, college professors, scientists, or theologians. And that pretty much takes care of everybody in my family. So my mom was a resource English teacher and elementary principal. One of my grandfathers was an elementary principal. Another grandfather was taught theology at Southwestern University and was dean of men there in the mid-60s. His wife, my grandmother, was a public school teacher her whole life. So I come from a long line of teachers. I was at Pflugerville High School before coming to Kelly Lane Middle School. I was there for 10 years as a special ed teacher. I worked with students with learning disabilities. I taught algebra, also emotional behavioral disorders. I ran a program also after the math. I ran a program for students with on the autism spectrum, Asperger's, also high functioning mental retardation, and that was awesome. I loved doing that. And now I'm over here at Kelly Lane. I was lucky enough to be honored and elected as Teacher of the Year at Pflugerville High School. So those kinds of things don't come along very often. That was nice. My teaching philosophy, this is very important to me. I see it as a collaborative effort between the home, the school, and us all working together as we raise this child. And I'm going to do a lot as far as communicating through email to the families. But I see us working together, and for this little sliver of time in your child's life, I see myself as being part of the family. And a lot of times when I make decisions about things, I'd be like, think of it from the perspective of the parent. If I was the parent, would I want to know this? If I was the parent, how would I handle this? And I take my role here at Kelly Lane very seriously, and my role in your child's life very seriously. I also believe that, really I believe in educating the entire child. So yes, U.S. history is very important to me, and I think it's very fun, and if I can motivate students to get into it and be intrigued by U.S. history and see the connections between what happened in the past to what's going on now, that's very fulfilling to me. But some of my best teaching hasn't been about content. Some of my best teaching has been about teaching students to take responsibility for what's theirs to take responsibility for. How do we teach students to go from me telling them what to do to needing a prompt to complete independence, that whole process. Working on them being really aware of social norms and mores, depending on what environment they're in, what are other people doing, being polite, doing the right thing, wrong thing, and what's the difference between right and wrong in different situations and environments, because it changes, as well as their emotional and mental well-being and development, and how do we make sure that they are safe in that area and can take care of themselves. How do we make sure that they are self-affirming as opposed to seeking external validation. So some of my best teaching has to go, I have to say, I'm really hyper aware of these topics, and I try to weave them into everything I do here in my classroom. I guess lastly, some of the things that I'm really interested in. My wife and I travel. We travel internationally and locally. So all over Europe, Thailand, Australia, Canada, Mexico. So we like to travel. I love to read. So some of the things I like to read, anything about positive psychology, neuroscience, also education, and current norms in education. I like to read anything by Janet Fitch is one of my favorite authors. She wrote White Oleander. Her writing's outstanding. Anything by Cameron, The Artist's Way, Tolkien. I used to read the Lord of the Rings trilogy every summer. In middle school, I was in band. My father was a saxophone player. I played alto sax in middle school and in high school and a little bit in college. I still play my saxophone today, so I have an alto and tenor sax, and I try to play every day, but that didn't happen. Hopefully I'll be able to play maybe some pep rallies here at Kelly Lane in the morning. I am an avid rock climber, and so yes, on the weekends I climb cliffs for fun. So that's a little bit about me in a nutshell, and I look forward to a great year here at Kelly Lane and working with you and your students. Thank you.